In this video, tire pressure issue returns to the Yamaha M1, making the top speed deficit 10 times worse. Pol ESPARGARO ready to take the fight to Marc MARQUEZ with the new Honda RC213V. And Marc MARQUEZ trying to figure out KTM's bike, says their engine is pretty good. My name is Sankalp and this is your Racing News Fix. Back in 2020, when Fabio Quartararo pretty much dominated the first half of the season but rarely reached the podium in the second half, much of the blame was put on the front tire pressure surging on the M1 when running behind the other bikes. Luckily in 2021, Fabio mostly qualified on the front row and as a result didn't face the tire pressure issue. But come 2022, and Yamaha have found themselves at a disadvantage to all the other manufacturers in more than one area. As a result, the best Fabio could do on Saturday was an underwhelming row 4 start. And although the reigning world champion had a good start and 3 out of 4 Ducatis ahead of him had a bad one, sadly that was the only positive for Fabio Quartararo at the Qatar GP. Fabio struggled all through the race to keep up with the riders ahead of him and to add salt to injury, got beaten by Johan Zarco at the line thanks to the huge top speed deficit. To put things into perspective, ever since MotoGP has been visiting Qatar, top Yamaha in P9 is their worst ever result at this venue. Speaking about the Qatar GP, Fabio said, "Already from the second lap, my air pressure in the front tire was much too high, which meant that the tire had a very poor performance right from the start. I was hoping for a better pace, but I couldn't have gotten more out of the tire and that was our problem. When I'm behind another rider, the tire pressure increases. That is normal. But this time it was a disaster and even without the slipstream, the pressure was much too high the whole race. We need to understand why this keeps happening." Speaking about the lack of improvements in M1 compared to the other bikes, Fabio continued. The other manufacturers like KTM, Honda, Suzuki and Ducati have done a great job over the winter and that is the result of their hard work. Considering that we won both races in Qatar last year and were now very far behind, it makes me very worried for the rest of the season. When asked about the future, Fabio said, "The most important thing for me is to have the best bike with which I can win. I will definitely take that into account. Of course, I don't have the full confidence at the moment, but my job is to be prepared for every race and give my maximum whether I'm fighting for the victory or for 15th place." With the new Honda RC213V, Pol led most of the race and in the end finished on the podium and more importantly beat Marc MARQUEZ on the track in a straight fight. Finally getting a bike where he can ride with his natural riding style, Pol believes he can be a regular fixture on the podium. Pol started, "Well, I'm glad that finally it's not just Marc fighting for the podium with Honda. This is something great for Honda. In general, they have been working so hard this winter. They have changed the bike from the bottom to the top to achieve the group goals, which I think is best to keep improving everyone. Qatar is a place where normally I struggle a lot, and also the bike is not the best one here, with long corners, fast ones, and the grip is not amazing. So I want to see myself with Honda in a place where grip is high and I can use my riding style with the rear brake." When asked about what he hopes to achieve in 2022, Pol continued, "I led almost all the race and I have been powerful. I feel powerful on the bike. Finally we can achieve what I am dreaming every time I wake up, which is to be the world champion. For sure I am going to fight for it with Honda." And when MotoGP riders ride behind other riders over long distances like in a race, they observe. They observe the rider ahead, where they are faster, where they are slower, what lines they are taking, etc. etc. And they also observe the nature of the bike, where the other bike has an advantage, where it has a disadvantage, how it's turning in, how it's getting out, things of that nature. At the Qatar GP, Marc MARQUEZ spent a lot of time behind the Ducati of Enea Bastianini and the KTM of Brad Binder, and he has some observations. Marc said, "I was behind Binder and Bastianini for a long time and was able to observe a lot. I understand the case of Bastianini, Ducati and the way Bastianini rides, but KTM is the bike I hardly understand. Binder's laps were different from Bastianini's. Sometimes Binder was very fast, then he slowed down again, but accelerated extremely fast and well out of the corners. I couldn't understand the KTM and especially what I saw behind Binder, but they definitely have a very good engine. He decelerated the bike a lot with the rear tire. It looks like he was still very fast at the end of the race." If you made it till here and still are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and don't forget the notification bell. Here are 2 more videos which you might enjoy. My name is Sankalp and I'll be back with another video very soon.